Have you ever woken up from a nightmare and felt it wasn't just a dream? Adama, a young girl from the village of Okom, learned that some dreams can become more than just fear in the night. Inside her hut, Adama lay sleeping. However, her sleep was far from peaceful. She began to sweat and her breath turned heavy. She found herself walking through a dark, dense forest. The trees towering above her like giants. The only sounds were the rustling of leaves and her footsteps. Why am I here? I don't know this place, Adama whispered, fear creeping into her voice. Suddenly, a shadow moved in the distance. A large figure appeared. It was an old twisted woman with long white hair and glowing red eyes. The woman's voice was like a whispering wind. Adama, I have been waiting for you, the twisted woman's voice like a hiss. Adama gasped and began to run, but the forest seemed endless. The trees stretched taller and the path got darker. The old woman's laughter echoed through the forest. Adama woke up with a start, gasping for air, her heart racing. She looked around her hut, confused, as the first light of dawn broke through the window. She looked out the window and something caught her eye. In the distance, at the edge of the forest near her hut, a shadowy figure was watching her. It was the old woman from her dream. It's just a dream. Just a dream, she reassured herself, her hands to her chest and her eyes shut. With her eyes shut, the image lingered once again. She rushed into her grandmother's room, but she wasn't there. Quickly, she returned to her room, got dressed, and hurried into the village. It was the village market day, already filled with market men and women ready to sell off their fresh produce. Adama stood nervously, still thinking about her dream. It can't be real, can it? She asked herself. As she stood deep in thought, she saw her grandmother sitting in her corner, setting her fresh vegetables for sale. Mama, I had a dream. A bad dream. There was a woman in the forest. She said she was waiting for me. Adama recounted her dream, her voice trembling. Mama Adan listened intently, her face lined with wisdom and worry. Dreams are powerful, my child. Sometimes, they speak of things to come. You must be careful, Adama. The forest has its spirits, and not all are kind, she said. Talking to her grandmother didn't make it easier. Her last words, not all are kind, now haunted her. Later that day, Adama walked to the edge of the forest, trying to shake off the fear. But every step felt heavier, as if the trees were watching her. The wind started to pick up and she heard a whisper. Adama, you cannot escape me, the voice whispered. Adama turned around quickly, but no one was there. She trembled, her heart racing again. Then, through the trees, she saw the twisted old woman again, standing still and watching her. Adama ran back to the village, panic in her eyes. She finds her grandmother sitting by the fire. Grandma, she's real. The woman is real. She's in the forest. Her grandmother stood slowly and grabbed a small pouch of herbs from a shelf which she handed over to Adama. You must face her, my child. The spirits in the forest cannot harm you if you stand strong. Take these herbs. They will protect you from evil. But remember, it is your heart that will protect you the most. With the herbs in hand, Adama walked back toward the forest, this time with a sense of determination, ready to overcome her deepest fear. She entered the dark trees, and the whispers started again. Adama, you are mine, the twisted woman hissed. The twisted woman stepped out from the shadows, her red eyes glowing in the darkness. She moved closer to Adama. I waited for you, for so long. You cannot escape me, she roared. Adama clutched the pouch tightly in her hands, remembering her grandmother's words. She took a deep breath, standing tall. You are not my master. I will not fear you. With courage, she yelled out. She threw the herbs into the air, and the wind swirled around her. The twisted woman let out a shrill scream and began to fade, her figure dissolving into the air. After, the forest fell silent. The oppressive atmosphere lifted, and sunlight began to filter through the trees. Adama stood victorious but exhausted. She then walked back toward the village to her grandma's, feeling stronger. Adama returned to Mama Adan's hut. The elder smiled at her, proud. "You are stronger than you know, Adama. Fear cannot control you, for your heart is braver than you believe," the elder smiled again. Adama learned that sometimes, our fears are just shadows, waiting for us to face them. And in facing them, we find our true strength. I hope you enjoyed watching. If so, don't forget to leave a comment and subscribe for more exciting tales like this one. Thank you.